Hey everyone, I'm going to read a story today from my new collection called The Invisible Hand. It's a story called The Toaster. It originally appeared in Hotel America a few years ago, which is a print mag. Definitely check that out. It's a good magazine. And like I said, it's called The Toaster. So I'll just get right to it. I'm reading David Hume at a coffee shop. One of those coffee shops with carefully ripped and ragged thrift shop couches. I'm contemplating eliminating cause and effect, all that. I don't actually like philosophy, but here I am. She says she's not really there, ironically. She says she truly likes the coffee there. I tell her I don't usually go out of my way to confirm my taste buds one way or the other. She smirks. Her hair is dyed that purplish henna color, the way the cool and independent women do. Lots of kitschy berets. She's short and comes off as rather toad-like, to be honest, but she's sexy on some level I'm trying to pinpoint. Something about her mouth, her chin. I've somehow already stereotyped her as a conceited Baudelaire reading, Laurie Anderson listening pocket of annoyance. Somehow this makes me gravitate to her more intensely. Maybe I enjoy being annoyed. We exchange phone numbers. At home, I noticed she drew a picture of a unicorn on the bottom of the scrap of paper. The horn has a particularly phallic appearance. The second month is always the most difficult. The first is pure exploration. It's new, it's a thrill. The second month, I'm fighting off boredom already. I admittedly move fast. We're already living together. There's a wild animal spark in her eyes, a hyena ready to devour a carcass. We mostly stay in, order Thai carryout, listen to her collection of obscure vinyl. She also has a thing for John Cale, which I don't particularly understand. She reads passages to me from George Saunders, Amy Bender, Miranda July. She calls them super cool. I don't say a thing. She says she's a writer, but I never see her write. She almost always orders the green curry. She says gives her an adrenal gland buzz. I begin recording her as she sleeps, her request, audio tape. Sounds of her exhaling, her breath whistles. Send them to my father, she says. Your father? I have my reasons. She writes the address in black marker on a large pink envelope. There's something garish and off-kilter about this. I do what she says. I'm not a man with many secrets. I'm an open book. Everyone has secrets, she says. We drink lots of water. In any given time, there are seven or eight half full glasses of water around the condo in any given time. It's okay. I'm in between things. I'm laissez-faire on unconsumed water. Her elderly neighbors, the Jacobsons, have complained to the condo board about her. They have said she's a no-good druggie. I'm responsible for testifying on her behalf, which is uncomfortable since I don't know her name. I thought I overheard someone on the phone call her Camila, but I can't risk being wrong. I tell her my name is John, though it's not. This is not a relationship based on trust. I find out through the condo board that her name is not Camila, it's Karen Bice. I tell them my name is John Allenton. I have never seen her ingest drugs, I say, unless you count spicy Thai takeout. She wants to egg the neighbor's front door. Instead, she snatches their Sunday paper. I'm Stan Bice, the man says. I'm standing in the doorway in my boxers and Florida Gators t-shirt. Karen's father. I realize then I haven't shaved in 10 plus days. I probably look like a beatnik ne'er-do-well. He brushes by me. He's taller than I had imagined for her father. Are you Middle Eastern? I know it's an idiotic question as soon as it exits my face, and I regret it, though I seldom experience regret. Wait, you're fucking my daughter and you don't even know where her people are from? I shrug. Isn't that the kind of thing you asked before? It could be, if I were smart. I'm Armenian. Okay, I say. Her great-grandparents were killed in the genocide, both of them, her mother's side. I nod. I ask him if he'd like something to drink. Cold seltzer? He doesn't respond. He does not look happy to be here. Her father stays. He won't sleep on the sofa or floor, so he sleeps in the bed with us. He does take sleep medications, though. He admits it helps him zonk out. We do it very slowly so as to not wake him. We feel it's fairly safe. Once in the middle of things, he sighed and turned over. It was difficult to remain aroused after this. His back bore a resemblance to a shag carpet. He says he was moved by the touching audio tapes of his daughter breathing. It made me feel like a young father again, he says. He's not a bad man. We order Thai again, drink water. She reads us pseudo-hip fiction in the vein of Amy Bender. The story features a talking toaster who is having an affair with a coffee maker. It runs hot for a while, then burns out. I'm wondering why a toaster is male. I think given its slots, it would be of the female persuasion, but I don't say a thing. I wish I could write like that, she says. When was the last time you wrote? I don't know, before I met you, I guess. Are you a writer? Yes. What kind of question is that? Her eyes bug out. I can tell, however, that she is 1/3 amused. Well, yes. When do you write? I don't have to. I am a writer. I'm always writing up here. She taps her head. I'm the toaster, I realize. Maybe a toaster oven. Her father says he'd like to tell her a secret. Shoot, she says. We're eating raspberry Pop-Tarts and pineapple juice. The combination tastes of dish soap. It's morning and we're hungry. We're wolfing down the Pop-Tarts despite the chemical aftertaste. Her father drinks water. You're adopted. You're not even half Armenian. You know we adopted you when you were 2. He says this is why he is here, to tell her about her past. He needed to divulge, to confess. I expect a blaring melodrama. She licks the raspberry jam off her thumb, eyeballs her father, and takes a slug of juice, shrugs. Okay, she says. Okay, that's it? What should I say? I don't care, it doesn't affect me. It's fine. Her father expected something different. So would I. Would you like some coffee, John? She asks, standing to make it. I want to tell her my real name since we're in truth-telling mode. I decide I'll wait until later. Karen's father doesn't say a word about the lovemaking, and he's the kind of man who would. Karen says she'll be leaving soon, but she doesn't motion to. She glares instead. I begin to regret shacking up with her. When I came home, Karen's father slouches there on my couch, guts spilling out over his boxers, drinking prune juice. Hey, cowboy. I nod. Do you like prune juice? I don't know, I say. It's very good for your colon, you know. It cleans you out. It really liberates you. Quite refreshing. So I hear. So I'm supposed to ask, how was your day? Are you asking? Yeah, sure. I snort. I don't feel like detailing the particulars of my lived experience to this man. Given the circumstances, I'm not even sure I'd like to relate the particulars to Karen either. I shrug. I'm tired, I say. I'm going to lie down. The prune juice will be in the fridge, Karen's father says. I nod, nod, nod. I close myself in the bedroom and return to David Hume. I read for 10 minutes, fall asleep. All that causality. Her hair is in my face. She's nuzzling into my neck. I sigh. Now I'm awake, unfortunately. Can we do something about your father? She tells me she owes him money, a lot of money, tens of thousands. They worked out a deal where he could stay with her indefinitely. He wants more intimacy in their relationship. When I press her on this, she tells me he just always wanted to be closer to his daughter. Who doesn't? We all like daughters. Is he really your father? What kind of question is that? Yes, of course he is. Her breath smells of prune juice. This is not promising. At dinner, Karen and her father sit on one side of the table. I sit on the other. They talk about Jim Jarmusch and evangelicals and Sonic Youth. I listen. They talk about cooking and wine and aperitifs and architecture of the 1930s. I listen and feel ignorant. I masticate. I listen to the sounds of my mastication. As I watch them, I do a little facial compare and contrast, ears, nose, chin, eyebrows, eyes. I don't see a single resemblance between Karen and Stan. This doesn't mean everything, but it means something. You like Mystery Train? Stan asks me. It's the Elvis one. I shrug. I'm not an Elvis guy. I have no idea what they're talking about. I can't bring myself to kick her father out, and I can't simply break up with Karen and kick her out. Instead, I go for a walk. I stroll down Sullivan Street. I pass the warehouses and the thrift shops and the crystal pseudo-hippie head shops. I kick at pebbles and bits of broken glass on the median strip and gaze up into the greenish, yellow, tinged, polluted air. My air is polluted too. When I was 6, my father used to take me to a small state park in the hills. We'd hike in silence, and afterwards, he'd ask me what my favorite part of the hike was. He wanted the analysis. I rarely had a quality response. I'd usually say it was all fun or something of this sort. He tried to tease out some particulars for me at the snowball stand. The ice was so cold I could barely open my mouth. I still can't. The question is, why did he care what I thought? I don't have so much to add. When I return, I tell Karen I'm moving. I tell her I still like her fine and everything, but that I don't see myself dating her father. This seems intuitive to me. She's eating a plum. What's with all the prunes and the plums? Okay, well, she says, let's just see what happens. No, you don't get it. I'm moving, I say. Her father scratches his hairy shoulder and stifles a burp. He's watching a porno in the corner on his iPad. A threesome with two guys going at it with some poor, wafy Filipino woman with a nose ring. Karen says something in Armenian, I believe. I didn't know she knew any. Shows how deeply I know her. She leans over, kisses him on the lips, whispering, smiling through her teeth. I can see her tongue flicker between her teeth slightly. She kisses her father on the head, her adopted father, or whatever he is, whoever he is. I'm supposed to be envious. My father says he'll pay you $500 a month to stay, Karen says. I sigh the sigh of the damned. I look away for a long time. I shrug the shrug of the living.